to Mustangs are on with the podcast.
We have an amazing podcast for y'all today.
We have 3 splendiferous segments for y'all.
First up, we have Homeroom Feud.
It's the clash of classmates, the brawl of Bradwood's best and brightest with our host, Petra Sullivan.
Welcome to Homeroom Feud. We have a special show for you today, and here's your host, Petra Sullivan.
Here are your teams for today. Now let's welcome Mr. Clark's team and also introducing Mr. Guidry's team. Here are the rules for today's show. To begin a new round, a player from each team is chosen to face off. The host draws a Homeroom Feud survey card and reads it aloud to the 2 players. The player who hits the buzzer first gets to answer first. Then the next person in that group goes. If you get them all, you win the round. If you get 3 X's, the next team goes to try and steal. To steal, you only have to get 1 correct. Name something that scares the living daylight out of people.
Ghost. Heights. Okay. Scares the living daylights out of people. Public speaking. Mr. Guidry.
Now, Mr. Guidry.
The dark.
Point over there.
So you get the points.
Oh. Okay.
Good job.
Hey.
Name a reason you might send a dish back at a restaurant.
Because the dish is dirty.
12 points, dirty dish. You go again.
Because the food is not right.
16 points, not cooked properly.
Because the utensils are dirty. Because the waitress is not being nice to you. I don't know. Because the chef was not being nice to you.
Because the food is burnt? Okay.
All right. Good try, Channing. Good try.
Name something you might compare a bald guy's head to.
An egg.
7 points, egg.
A melon. A hard hat. Bowling ball.
31 points,
There you go,
bowling ball.
Lily. Good job.
Aye.
Howdy there all, and welcome to Q&A Back from the Day. Last week we interviewed Napoleon Bonaparte, who apparently was not in the movie Napoleon Dynamite. Today, however, we will be going even further back into history and to interview T-Rex Dino the dinosaur.
Thanks for inviting me.
To be honest, you weren't our first or second or 10th choice, but that's fine.
Wait, what?
Anyways, let's move on to our question segment. Question number 1. What is the average number of humans consumed per day?
I eat about 9 people per day. Actually, my lawyer says I cannot legally allowed to disclose such information, so can you edit that out?
Too late now. Question number 2. Can you play any instruments with such small arms?
Look at my arms. You think I could play anything?
You said you could play instruments.
Who are you talking to?
Next question. Question number 3. Were you in the Jurassic Park movie?
No, I wasn't, because the producer says I am too short to be a dinosaur.
I mean, you are pretty small.
Wow. If I wasn't being paid to be here, I would have left a long time ago.
Well, Tony's being paid. Question number 4. How did you survive the extinction of the dinosaurs?
Sometimes to survive, one must choose between family and starvation.
What does that mean?
Let's just say with a side of fries and enough ketchup, dinosaurs taste amazing.
What the flying fruitcakes? Question number 5. If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Oh, I'd love to visit the museum. I've heard they have a dinosaur area.
Do you know there are all fossils, right? Question number 6. Do you migrate or do you stay in one place?
I prefer to stay in one place, although I did have a winter cave in the Arctic that I'd visit for Christmas.
Question number 7. What was the climate like in your period?
It's super humid, kind of like Texas and Florida.
Question number 8. And now for our final question. How old are you?
About 2 million years old.
Dang!
Watch your language talking to your elders.
Sorry, sir.
Whoa, that was very interesting. Dino has some very unique hobbies, some of which aren't legal.
By ignoring that statement, it's time for our last and most exciting segment yet.
Now let's go ahead and dive into our Alice at Wonderland interview.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Alice at Wonderland segment. And today we'll be interviewing some of the cast members from the play. We will also be interviewing Miss Edwards, the director. We will also interview Miss Edwards first.
Hello.
Hello there, Miss Edwards.
Hi, Lily. Good to see you.
You too. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're pleased to have you here. We know that you've been working so hard on the play, and we'd like to ask you a few questions.
Sure.
All right, Miss Edwards, here's our first question for you. What is the play about?
Well, the play, I don't know if you're familiar with the story of Alice in Wonderland, but it's really just a updated version of that, where you have a 21st century Alice with her knowledge of Google and her smartphone that's run out of juice, wakes up and finds herself in Wonderland, trying to find a place to charge her phone. And during all of that, she meets all of the characters that we know and love from that play, like the Mad Hatter, the White Rabbit, all of those people.
Thanks for that information. Here's our next question. How many people are in the play?
I believe that we have 21 actors in the play, and some of them play multiple roles. There are 29 characters overall.
Wow.
And then we also have about 5 or 6 crew members working on it as well.
You guys have a really cool cast. And Leslie, How much are the tickets?
Well, the tickets are going to be $15 for adults, but they are always free for Briarwood students.
Thank you. This has been some good and useful information, especially for those who'd like to have some more information about this and those who want to see the show. Thank you so much for having us today.
Well, thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and now we have the star of the show, Kirsten Lester. Everyone give her a round of applause. All right. Hello there, Kirsten. Thank you so much for being in our podcast. And we are honored to have you, the one and only Alice, right here with us. We have a few questions for you today.
All right, let's get to it.
Okay, here's our first question. How many lines do you have?
I have 292 lines that I have to memorize in the show.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot of lines. We wish you the luck of remembering them.
Thank you.
All right, next question. Do you enjoy being Alice?
Yes, it's a fun experience for me to be the main character for the first time in any play that I've ever done. It's definitely a stressful situation, though, to be on stage all the time.
Wow, that seems a lot of work, but I think you got there. And lastly, where is your favorite place to go to in the Wonderland?
The March Hare and Mad Hatter scene at the tea party is very fun because it's with two insane people, and it's just I'm the most normal character there, and you have to learn not to play into it, I guess.
That seems very fun, and that would be very fun.
Yeah.
Well, Carson, thank you so much for being here today, and I hope you have a fantastic afternoon.
Thank you.
And finally, our last interview with the one and only Caterpillar, Sam Sondag.
Great, thank you for having me on here. I'm excited.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm glad you're here too. And we highly appreciate you for being in our podcast. We know you're in our play, so we want to ask you some questions about your character.
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. So here's our first question for you, Sam. Is it hard to be two characters at once?
Well, going into the experience of playing two characters, something that I kind of had to learn is you really have to gauge how to transform from one character into another, like switch. And because I'm the king and I'm a caterpillar, and the king's kind of got a powerful voice, and the caterpillar's kind of just like this teenager who's just having a bad day. Yeah, it's kind of interesting, and you kind of have to have multiple personalities on in a way to kind of make you have to and just switch between them. It's like having a deck of cards and
oh yeah, that's hard.
Yeah. But it's fun.
Okay.
And I enjoy it. So
well, that's good. That's good. I'm glad you enjoy it, and I know it's hard to be two characters, but I bet you're doing well at the parts, and
thank you.
I bet you're doing good. So here's our next question. Are you afraid of the Queen of Hearts?
Okay, I'm gonna disclose this for everyone on camera and for you here.
Okay.
The short answer is yes. The long answer is I think she's misunderstood. I think that she didn't have a good childhood, possibly, but
Fair enough.
But yeah, I definitely think yes, I am afraid of the Queen of Hearts.
That's fair. She's a little scary.
Yeah.
yeah, I understand that. So I get that fully. And now we have our last question of the day. Have you eaten the garden yet?
Wait, say it.
Have you eaten the garden yet?
Have I eaten the garden yet?
Yes.
I will post-show. I mean, I might. You never know. It kind of. I bet the caterpillar thinks it looks kind of tasty.
I mean, yeah, he talks about it all the time in the play, so I have a feeling it's gonna happen.
Right.
Sooner or later.
Right.
Yeah.
So I the canon answer is from me. Yes.
Okay.
He will eat the garden.
Okay, good for him. Good for him. All right, well, I think this is the end, but thank you so much, Sam, for joining us, and have a great day. Thank you for joining us in this podcast. We appreciate everything you've given us, all the information. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
You are welcome. You are welcome. Wow, Wow, our podcast has been wild. Literally, we saw a dinosaur, a talking caterpillar, and Alice from Wonderland.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this podcast.
And don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye, besties!